Good morning, everyone. Today, our lesson is Our Changing Earth. In this lesson, you will learn what changes are taking place on the surface of the earth. In the previous lesson, you have learned the layers of the earth. In this lesson, changes in the earth's surface. Now, the movements of the molten magma inside the earth are the main reason for the changes on the earth are taking place. These lithospheric plates cause changes on the surface of the earth. The movements will be taking place. So, the earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which causes them. The force which can act in the interiors of the earth are called as endogenous forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called as exogenic forces. Now, looking into the endogenic forces, deep inside the earth's core, heat is generated. The heat is transferred upward to the mantle, causing it to slowly circulate. This movement of the lava applies force on the lithospheric plates above. These plates keep shifting and sliding at a very slow speed of a few millimeters in a year in different directions. The movements of these plates is called tectonic activity or plate tectonic. Endogenous forces, there are 20 lithospheric plates of different sizes. These are commonly known as tectonic plates. Endogenic forces causes earthquake, tsunami, volcanic eruption, changes in the earth's landscape. Now, what is tectonic plates? The earth crust is cracked and the pieces of the earth's crust formed by the cracks are called tectonic plates. The plates are continuously moving, and this movement helps to form volcanoes. Now, what is earthquakes? An earthquake is a sudden tremor or movement of the earth crust which originates naturally at or below the surface. Now, what causes earthquakes? Sudden movements of tectonic plates. Earth's surface is subjected to endogenic forces occurring from beneath the earth's surface. This force makes the plates move at a very slow speed. However, a sudden movement of tectonic plates triggers an earthquake. Do you know what is used to record earthquake movements? It is seismograph or seismometer. Earthquake focus and epicenter. Now, what are these? It is the point of origin of the earthquake. Sudden movements occur deep below the crust or mantle, causing tectonic plates to move vigorously. Concentric shock waves generated from this point determines the extent of a damage caused. Since the focus point is often deep below the surface, it is difficult to map. Epicenter. It is a point on the Earth's surface which is directly above the focus. It is mostly used to describe the point of concentration of an earthquake. The strength and magnitude of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. An earthquake whose measurement is above 7 on the Richter scale can cause major damages. Earthquakes are now measured using the moment magnitude scale or simply magnitude scale. This measures the size of the seismic waves during the earthquake. Tsunami. When the epicenter of an earthquake is in seabed, it causes huge tidal waves which could have devastating effect on seashores. Such phenomenon is known as tsunami. Now, tsunami, seabed, epicenter, plate movements, water displacement. Volcanoes. Now, what are volcanoes? A volcano is an opening or a rupture in a plate's surface which allows hot molten rocks, ash, and gases to escape from the below the surface. Volcanoes are most commonly found along plate boundaries. These are oceanic crust, continental crust. Changes on the Earth's surface, mountain ranges and trenches. Slow movements of lithospheric plates causes changes on the Earth's surface. Collision of plates creates mountain systems of Earth like the Himalayas and huge trenches on the ocean floor. These are folded mountains, continental crust, continental crust. These are endogenic force. It occurs beneath the surface of the earth. It causes natural devastation and physical changes in the earth's surface like earthquake, volcanoes and formation of mountains or valleys. This is the summary of endogenic forces. Now coming to the next point, exogenic forces. It refers to the external phenomena that occurs on or above the earth's surface. The main elements of exogenic forces are air and water. Waterfall. Waterfalls are often formed where a layer of harder rock overlays a layer of softer rock. This is a harder rock and here soft rock. As the river passes over the soft rock, it is able to erode it at a faster rate, forming a steep in the riverbed. The force of hydraulic action does two things. Further erosion makes the plunk pool and notch bigger over time. As the notch grows, eventually there is nothing enough support under the hard rock and so it collapses into the plunk pool. The process of erosion continues, further eroding out the notch and plunk pool. Eventually, the hard rock above will collapse again, meaning that the waterfall will retreat upstream over time. Here you can see as it retreats, its leaves behind a steep sides gorge. Why do rivers curve? River causes changes on the surface over which it flows. Meanders. It is a snacking pattern of a water stream formed by alternatively eroding segments from the outer side of a bed and depositing them on the inside. Oxbow Lake. An oxbow lake is a U-shaped body of water that forms when a wide meander from the main stream of a river is cut off, creating a freestanding body of water. This landform is so named for its distinctive curved shape, resembling the bow pin of an oxbow. Bowpin of an oxbow. Floodplain. A floodplain is a generally flat area of a land next to a river or a stream. It stretches from the bank of the river to the outer edges of the valley. Floodplains are natural flooding outlets for rivers. Agriculture remains a critical industry for floodplains today. The silty segments rich in nutrients that support plant growth. Here the farmer is harvesting on the fertile floodplain of the River in Ethiopia. Leaves. In times of floods, a river may overflow its banks and speed over the floodplain. As it does so, it loses energy and deposits its material across the floodplain. As it takes more energy to carry large particles, they are deposited first and therefore build up along the banks of the river to form a natural embankment which are called leaves. The leaves will become higher every time the river floods. During the floods, water slowed at banks, silts are deposited. New level leaves. In between floods, slow movements, rivers deposits slit in riverbed. New river levels, which occur flood the leaves are built up. Between floods, the riverbed is built up too. River may flow well above the level of the floodplain. Levees. These are the levees. Delta are formed at the mouth of a river where the river flows into the ocean or other water body. When a river carrying segments reaches a body of standing water, it reduces its velocity, causing it to deposit the sediments at the mouth. Over the time, these sediments builds up to rise above the surface of the water. The river then cuts across the land and forms different branches. These branches are called distributaries. Delta distributary channels. Exogenic forces. Sea waves also create various changes in landforms. Sea caves. Continuous wave action of the sea erodes the rocky faces on the seashore to form caves. Sea arch. Over a period of time, a sea cave converts into a sea arch with increased erosion in the rock. Stark. Starks are formed when part of a main landform is eroded by water action, like water crashing against the rock. Sea beaches. Sea waves leaves behind sediments in the form of fine sand at these places are called beaches. Glaciers are accumulation of snow that are formed in areas where the amount of snow that falls exceeds the amount that melts. Glaciers form distinct landforms that looks like frozen river moving slowly over some land surface or down a valley. Glacier moraines. Moraine is a sediment deposited by a glacier. Medial moraine, a mass of rock carried down by glaciers at its edge. Air. Wind flowing over a long period creates different forms. Mushroom rocks, usually found in deserts area. The wind blowing at high speed takes with it sand particles. The particles being heavier remain close to the surface, and as wind passes along the rocks, the sand particles erodes the portion of rock close to the surface without affecting the upper portion. This gives the rocks a mushroom-like shapes. Wind can create landforms when it deposits its sediments, especially in deserts and along coasts. Sand dunes and lunes are landscape features deposited by wind. Sand dunes. A dune is a mound of sand formed by the wind, usually along the beach or in a desert. Dunes form when wind blows sand into a sheltered area behind an obstacle. Dunes grow as grains of sand accumulate. Every dune has a windward side and a slip face. Loess. It is a sedimentary deposit of mineral particles which are finer than sand but coarser than dust or clay deposited by the wind. Loess is a type of silt which forms fertile topsoil in some parts of the world. Loess deposits are usually a few meters thick. The soil has few clay particles to hold it together. Now, what is the difference between endogenous and exogenous forces? Endogenous forces, it occurs beneath the surface of the earth. Exogenic, it occurs above the surface of the earth. Endogenic forces causes natural devastation and physical change in the earth's surface like earthquake, volcanic eruption and formation of mountains or valleys. Whereas exogenic forces, it causes physical change in the earth's surface like sea arch, mushroom rocks, seashores, sand dunes, etc. Now these are the questions which you have to give the answer. What causes tsunami? List two causes of earthquake. What is volcano? What are exogenic forces? Where and when and where is Oxbow Lake formed? How are sea arcs formed? How are sand dunes formed? And the reasons you have to give is formation of mushroom rocks in deserts. Earth's surface is not a consistent state. Now you have to question this. How is delta formed? Draw a neat and label diagram of delta. Explain the depositional work of glaciers. Explain the erosional and depositional work of wind. How are sea arcs and arches formed? Your homework is explain the erosional and depositional work of wind. Earth's surface is not consistent state. Explain. Thank you for watching my video and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.